What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorldPodcast. And today we're going to be talking about Week 2 Thursday Night Football, Giants and the Washington Football Team. Oh my God, this was a roller coaster ride. I didn't expect the game to be this exciting, but as it started to go on, I was like, all right, yo, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, this is going to actually be a real game. Obviously, division rivals, so you never know what's going to happen. But I want to point out a couple things. I think the Giants lost this game more than the Washington Football Team winning the game. And there was a lot of different things that happened throughout the game. Obviously, we know Danny Dimes had that run that was called back because of, I don't think that was holding on the wide receiver board on that side. Look, it is what it is. It was a ticky-tack call. But obviously, Darius Slayton, that drop in the fourth is just like, all right, dude, you're Ray Finkle, dude. Laces out. Like, for some of my younger viewers, you don't know what Ace Ventura is about. Go check out Ace Ventura with Jim Carrey, and you will understand what Ray Finkle is all about. This guy right here, dude, I don't know how his teammates looked at him after the game. I'm gonna be totally honest, bro. Like, you listen, you can't drop that ball simply because you just can't do it. Like, there's no other, scenario about it. If it's early in the game, you forget about it. But a pass like that, that's delivered right into your hands. I don't know how to feel about that, bro. I just looked at it like, wow, this guy sucks, dude. I didn't realize what was going on, but look, it doesn't really matter. The Giants, I want to point out their offensive line really held up well for the most part against the Washington defense that some people say is one of the most vicious D-lines in the game. So they played very, very well. And that's what it concerns me so much, because some of the times that Danny Dimes was in the pocket, he didn't even realize he would have that much time. His O-line did an unbelievable job. So people that watch this game going forward, I don't know what's going to happen with Washington going forward, but their defense is supposed to be the biggest thing about them. And they didn't really, for the most part, they didn't really intimidate or get pressure all the time. Yeah, they sacked Danny Dimes, but that was because he wanted to get sacked. Like, he could have got the ball out way before a lot of the plays that were going on, and he just chose to get sacked. If we're being honest, he just sat, the pocket collapsed, but there wasn't like a really immediate type of, pressure in his face type thing. I think their O-line did an unbelievable job. That's my opinion. I watched the game in its entirety. Yeah, like I said, he got sacked, but I think a lot of those sacks was Daniel Jones' fault. I also want to point out, Saquon Barkley, he's not back to being Saquon Barkley yet. Once he gets into that mode, the Giants are going to be a formidable team. It's 0-2. It's early in the season, but I like some of the bursts that I saw from Saquon, but he has to work himself back in. But Daniel Jones is unbelievable running the football. That read option and the way that, Jason Garrett is formulating that as the offensive coordinator for the Giants, I like that, bro. Another thing is this, though. Galladay, he had 8 targets and had 3 receptions. A lot of those drops was his fault. The ball was being placed properly. Obviously Daniel Jones had some bad throws throughout the game. 22 or 32. I would say like 5 or 6 of his throws was a little bit like wild, like the receiver's not going to catch it type thing. But for the most part, he put the ball where the receivers can get it, and they were just dropping the damn ball. Like, it was disgusting. I don't know. Sterling Shepard was pretty good though. He had the 1 drop, but that was it. But again, with the way that everything was working out, I think Daniel Jones played well enough for this team to win. I think that the offensive line, they should get the MVP. Because they played Montez Sweat and Chase Young, them dudes are animals. And then you got Allen in the middle. Like, that defensive line is really, really good. And we didn't really get to see how good they were in all actuality, because they were getting stood up, bro. If you go back and look at the game, they were getting stood up a lot. It was great pass protection. It was great shifts. The way that they attacked the guys that were coming in. So, looking overall with the Giants, I still think that they have a chance to win games. They're not as bad as people think that they are. At least for me, I thought they sucked, but they don't really suck though. It's a few players like Darius Slayton, like that guy sucks. But there's other players that are not as bad, and I think a lot of the pressure is on Daniel Jones to make things happen. And I think he did enough to win the game. Honestly, like I said, I don't think Washington won this game. I think the Giants lost this game. Obviously, they were offsides and gave Washington a second chance to make the field goal, and obviously, he made the field goal. It was a heartbreaker, but. Darius Slayton is 2021's Ray Finkle, dude. That dude sucks. Now, getting back to Taylor Heinke, this guy is really good, man. When I say really good, he's not like a great quarterback. He's not great. Like, he's not, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. But he's good enough to win football games in the National Football League. He threw some balls last night that were so, like, tight spiral. I was like, yo, this kid, like, give him a little bit more time. That throw into the right corner to Ricky Seals-Jones, where he just mossed the defender for the Giants. I got to tell you this, bro. When you throw the ball up, it's not about just throwing it up willy-nilly. It's not like, okay, I don't care. My guy is taller than the other guy. I'm just going to throw it up. You got to give him a chance to go get it. And he did that. And he made a lot of throws underneath that it looks like it's like normal type passes, but a lot of quarterbacks in the league would have overthrown or underthrown those passes. So I appreciated watching him play and seeing him do some of the things that he did. You know, like both the quarterbacks, in my opinion, played well enough for both their teams to win. It's just that I believe that the Giants, they had more opportunities that were just like, dude, what do you do? How do you not take advantage of that? Now, the one bad ref call with the holding, I didn't see anything there. And then, you know, a lot of the people that were watching and, you know, even the commentators were like, yo, I don't see a lot. I didn't either. So I believe the Giants did enough to actually outplay them and win this game. But they did, like, you know, they couldn't cover McLaurin. It was one drive where they just kept throwing the ball directly to McLaurin and nobody would cover him. You know, it's simple stuff like that defensively that the Giants didn't do what they were supposed to do, and it ultimately resulted in a touchdown on that drive with Terry McLaurin. You know, he got key first downs. Logan Thomas got like a nice key first down. Obviously, the touchdown to Ricky Seals-Jones. There's so many things going on, but even with all of that stuff, the Giants were still in position to go up like 10 at the end of the, in the fourth quarter. So you can't really look at one specific thing. You have to look at the entirety of the game, and it all comes down to Ray Finkle. Darius Slayton, bro. Like, you catch that ball, the game's over. He catches that ball, everybody turns the game off because the game's over. But instead, Butterfingers. Bro, Stewie Griffin's voice. You guys don't know about Family Guy, check it out. But look, regardless about all of that, I do believe that a lot of us got to see that the Giants are not as bad as everybody thought. And remember, last year defensively, they were pretty good. If Danny Dimes is able to stay healthy and do some of the things that he needs to do and be out there on the field and Saquon comes back, this team can beat a lot of teams in the National Football League. I'm telling you guys, it's not going to be like, oh, I got the Giants on the schedule, we're just going to beat the hell out of them. It's not going to be like that. I'm telling you, watching that team play, with the exception of Darius Slayton and a couple other idiots that were just dropping the ball, this team can do stuff, bro. They can really do stuff. But again, I don't know how people look at Darius today. It's part of the game, though, because your job as a wide receiver is when you get a wide open pass like that, you just have to catch it. It's just like, I don't want to harp on it to keep going crazy, but that's what the fans come out to see. They want to see their players shine, and that's a golden opportunity. You just can't drop that. And that's, to me, that was the determining factor in the way the game ended and how the Washington football team was able to come away with the victory. So we'll see how it goes on, but they're 0-2, and it doesn't look real good for them as far as like overall when it starts like that, but I think they'll be fine because I think they're a good enough team to win. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. I'm going to see you guys next week. One love, y'all.